Okay, so today we are back to create another epic HeroQuest craft. I'm here at Josh's workshop and he has something really cool in store. What have you designed?
So right here I have designed for portable organizer.
Ooh, sounds cool.
Yeah, so not only does the top open, but also has storage in the sides for extra miniatures.
Looks amazing. Let's get started. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out.
Definitely.
All right, Josh, so you have all your pieces ready. What's the next step?
Just take all these pieces I just cut and assemble them, which is my favorite part.
Cool. Okay, you'll make the tiny boxes to go into the organizer.
Yes.
Nice. All right, while you do that, I'm going to go paint my miniatures. Hey Josh, my miniatures are ready and painted. And here is the fabric that you asked for.
Fantastic. So now we're done using the laser. We have our cut acrylic sheet. And we're going to assemble this using super glue, and after that we'll have nice acrylic sheet card holders. Okay, so it's been 12 hours. The foam has expanded around the miniatures inside. So we'll get to see how it turns out. Cut it open. And yeah, this is the first time I've tried this, so I can't wait to see it.
Wow, Josh, this organizer came out so good. The miniatures look so good in the red velvet, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun to make this.
Yeah, I know. It was super cool, and I can't wait to take it to our next HeroQuest game. Good job.
Thanks.
What do you guys think that we should make next time? See ya! Today, we're taking HeroQuest to the next level by crafting a 3D version of the game board. If you've never heard of HeroQuest before, it's a classic dungeon crawling adventure where heroes battle monsters, explore dungeons, and complete epic quests. But today, we're making it even more immersive. Stan here will transform Quest 1, the trial, into a detailed 3D board, complete with textured tiles and magnetic walls that snap into place. Let's jump in and bring this dungeon to life. So the sketch is ready. Time to grab the foam sheet and get to work. First off, we delineate the field and draw the foundation for everything else, the grid. Starting with the original map as a base, it's time to scale up, transforming the classic into a whole new gaming experience. With patience and some tools, each section is carefully measured and marked, gradually shaping up into a cohesive platform, square by square. Alright, so now what looks like hundreds of squares later, Stan has mapped out all the tiles for the dungeon space, and now he'll use some air-dry clay to create some detailed texture. First, we stretch the clay and roll and flatten it, spreading the material all over the target area. Let's do a little trick to add some texture to the future tiles, using a tinfoil wrap stick as a rolling pin. After surfacing, we need to emphasize each division between the squares, doing so evenly and neatly. Now let's move on to detailing the texture, because true craftsmanship is all about the details. Having finished the first section, it's time to move on. As we gradually cover the surface, it's crucial to keep the entire grid level. The process of roughening the surface isn't just visually appealing, it sets the atmosphere. This stone-like imitation makes you feel like you're in a real castle or dungeon, sparking the imagination. It's time to get on with the details, and the first is a staircase. We'll take measurements and begin the modeling process for 3D printing. This staircase should have an authentic look, so we add minute details such as chips and nicks, and when it's ready, we send it to printing. Such technologies are incredibly handy for creating highly detailed parts. Meanwhile, we'll switch to some manual work. After cutting a small piece of wood, we carefully drill a couple holes into it, then precisely place 2 small magnets inside. Then we'll also coat the wood with air-dry clay to give these details the same stone-like texture. After measuring the exact placement of the magnets, we'll transfer these measurements to the platform, repeat the process, and then fasten a few screws. This way, the dungeon walls will stay in place and become removable. We'll conceal the screw heads, refine the texture, and then start the first stage of painting. First, we'll apply a light coat of paint, making it easier to work with colors later on. When starting to paint, it's important to follow the color of each terrain, remembering where the impassable areas, traps, or magical zones are located. Beyond just painting, don't forget about the finer details. We'll add shadow effects, tone transitions, and other color nuances. Remember, the more detailed the game board is, the richer the experience. After working on the details and marking each area with its corresponding color, here's how the platform turns out. Time to finish the remaining walls and corridors of the dungeon. We'll also paint and position them on the platform. Wow, okay, let's just take a moment to admire this dungeon so far. The detail in this is really bringing the adventure to life. Okay, now let's take the next step, literally, and add the stairs in that Stan made in his 3D printer. It looks like our staircases are truly ready. Let's take them out of the printer and carefully peel them off the platform. Now, let's remove any excess material. The key is to be careful not to damage the staircases. Let's glue the staircase parts together and paint them in the right color, making sure to include detailed texturing. Now they're ready to serve as starting points, exits, or transitions between different levels. Ooh, I see you started to paint the figurines. Okay, I'm really excited to see how they're gonna turn out. Let's start by painting the gargoyle. After the first layer of black paint dries, we'll tackle the details. Now let's move on to the wizard. Let's add the skin color and then move on to painting the rest. Colors and details of the clothing matter. You can paint them to your taste, but legend says the original colors bring luck and help complete the quest. Looks cool! Now let's tackle the items and decor of the dungeon itself. Trust me, you want these items to stand out. They enhance the game and sometimes are an integral part of it. You can add a touch of blood, vary the shades on the items, and place them according to the quest. Before you know it, the dungeon will be filled with items, and each will create its own unique effect. Once you've checked the map, you can start placing heroes in their positions. Whatever quest awaits, I'm sure it'll be thrilling. Good luck! And just like that, HeroQuest Quest 1, The Trial, is now a full 3D masterpiece! Stan, you've outdone yourself. The textured tiles, magnetic walls, and every hand-painted piece from the hero wizard to Varag, the chaos warrior. Even the furniture is stunning, with every detail bringing the dungeon to life. And the real question is, which game should we recreate next? See you next time!